Hi guys, welcome to vrm24.com YouTube channel. My name is Vadim and today I will comment and you will watch the video how to disassemble the Apple iPhone 12. The assembly has a third difficulty or hard in our difficulty classification and will be disassembled by detaching the display module. Okay, let's start disassembling, and first of all unscrew two screws on the end of the phone. We use a screwdriver Pentalobe 0.8 millimeters, also known as a star or 5-point screwdriver. The surface is heated and we take a small thin plastic sheet and we will work with it now. The iPhone motherboard is always located on the same side as the SIM tray, and we better to start from the opposite side so as not to damage the display cables under display model. Carefully trying to find the space between the display and the housing, we spray an isopropyl alcohol a little so that the glue dries up and loses its sticky capability, stickness. We take a suction cup and we will gently pull it up. If you use a suction cup, try not to pull hard as the display is thin and can be easily crack, break, etc. The most important thing is, of course, to find a place to put the plastic in, and as you can see, we already have succeeded. For disassembly, we will use many tools and many screwdrivers, and I will comment on where and which ones in the disassembly process. Disassembly will take approximately 20 to 30 minutes, and we have already heated the display surface to 70 Celsius degree or 158 Fahrenheit degree. As always, for repair or disassembly of Apple devices, we prepare our space for screws, brackets and other parts. You can also take notes or take pictures as you work, so you don't get confused. Here is one half already stuck off, and I don't know if the phone has disassembled before or not, but it feels like the display is glued well. When we reach this corner, we pass to the other side. Here, as I said, there are cables and you need to be as accurate as possible. Of course, you can look at their location on the internet, but work in this place need to be exceptionally carefully. It's where the other side came off. And I guess we're already close to opening the smartphone. Let's lift it up and try to open the clips. Well, it opened it already. Open the display, lean on something to support the display module and the cables. As you can see, our specialist used cleaning spray, so you can use many stuff like books or anything. Take a 3-win 2.0mm screwdriver, aka Y30, and start unscrewing. Disconnect the battery connector. It will be best if you use a plastic tool to do this. We continue to unscrew. The screwdriver is the same. Guys, remember to remove all the parts and place them on the table or any space next to each other relative to their location inside the smartphone. Now we remove the bracket. Disconnect all cables and remove the display. Do not forget that the battery is first to be disconnected. Next we traditionally will remove all the parts, and let's start with the cameras. Now screwdriver 3-win 2.0mm we used to unscrew. And guys, remember, most screws come in different shapes and size. And as we can see, the last screw is the Phillips screwdriver 1.45mm or #30. We remove the bracket, disconnect the cables, and each camera has its own cable. And now we can remove the front camera with the Face ID. Some cables are glued to housing, so be careful. And there are also cables glued to each other. It's a cable for the side buttons. We will not remove this module, and we need to disconnect a few connectors and unscrew a few screws to remove the motherboard. And again, the 3-win 2.0mm screwdriver continues to unscrew. Now we remove the SIM tray with a particular tool. I guess everyone calls it an injection tool. And in this plate there's an essential point for removing the motherboard. The pusher must be returned to its starting point. Now to remove the SIM holder, we unscrew the screws, remove the bracket, and here we have a screw for a Phillips iPhone 2.5mm screwdriver. We call it a barrel screw and barrel screwdriver. Now we can remove the SIM holder. We need to remove the screws with a Phillips 1.5mm screwdriver and one with Phillips iPhone 2.5mm. The Phillips screwdriver is a cross-head screwdriver with small tips on the end. Okay, it's stuck because we forgot about the one Phillips 1.5mm screw at the upper. Now we remove the motherboard. The motherboard is a doublet, as usual for Apple. let's move on to removing the parts at the bottom. Using a Phillips 1.5mm screwdriver, and screw the screws and remove the loudspeaker. The next step is to disconnect the Taptic engine, aka vibration mode. We unscrew the screws using a barrel screwdriver and one screw using a Phillips 1.5mm screwdriver. Disconnect the connector and remove the Taptic engine. If you watch our videos, guys, you know I love it called just vibration motor. Again, using a 3-win 2.0mm screwdriver, unscrew the screws and disconnect the bracket. If you watch our previous video also, you should remember that this part is just slightly glued. It's necessary to unscrew the screws fixing the cable, and after that we will peel it off. Now we use a Phillips 1.5mm screwdriver. Again, 3-win 2.0mm screwdriver and unscrew one screw. Next we have barrel screws, and we need Phillips iPhone 2.5mm screwdriver. And we have two more screws for the 3-win 2.0mm screwdriver. And again, And of course, traditionally, two screws that secure the lightning port, Phillips 1.5mm screwdriver. If I'm not mistaken, all the iPhones that we disassembled have this type of fixation for the charging port. We make sure that all screws are unscrewed, and we begin to peel off the cable with many parts below. At this point we need to be extremely careful and use not a sharp but thin tool, preferably plastic, but since we do not have this, we will just work carefully and accurately with what we have. We pass farther by, carefully peeling off. The microphones are held on these cables. You need to peel it off and do not damage anything. Now pull and see what stretches the bottom adhesive. I guess it's stretched. We remove it and set aside the cable with the lightning port and microphones. This model we will not remove the battery, but you can do it by carefully peeling off the tabs on the two sides and pulling out the adhesive tapes. It may also be necessary to bend this cable here and unscrew this part. I think this is for a TOF and LiDAR sensors. Now we're done. Thank you for watching. As always, it was a pleasure to comment this video for you guys. An apology for my strong accent. And guys, you remember the drill: watch, like or dislike, subscription, comment, and take care of yourself.
Hi guys, thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe, share, rate us, and see you in the next video.